Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the channel. Always a pleasure giving you these 6 p.m. videos. Now in the market, right, I'm actually seeing a lot of optimism. Not on the news front. I saw Tesla's earnings yesterday after the bell. Not thrilled about them. The stock did gap up, mostly because Elon said he was going to take, less time on Doge, focus more back on, Tesla being his crown jewel. And that, caused the stock to gap up. Those gains are fading away this morning. We'll see how that plays out. Tesla, that's a dangerous pick, not a bad pick, but a dangerous pick and overvalued in my personal opinion until we get updates, as far as autonomous driving, robotics, things of that nature. But there is something that can help lift Tesla, Nvidia, and the other tech stocks to go even higher. And that is going to be what I see in the chart when it comes to the Qs. Now, tonight's presentation, we're going to break down the Qs. We're going to jump into the homepage because there is some developments in our market timing signals I want you to be aware of, especially if you plan on being bullish in the market right now. And on top of that, we're going to jump into the software. I'm going to let the software guide us, and I've got 10 stock picks for you that are working in these market conditions, and especially if you're still tech heavy in your portfolio and you need some, some stocks on your radar to help, diversify your portfolio during this market volatility. Now, this is something that you're interested in. Stick around.
Hey VV Nation, I'm Glenn.
And I'm Ryan, and on May 1st, put it on your calendars. By popular demand, we're kicking off the Roadshow in Charlotte, North Carolina. Break down what we're going to be doing that day.
We're going to do 2 live streams there. We're going to do the Stock Analysis Power Hour, which is going to be done by Ryan. We're also going to be doing Trending Thursday live stream as well, which will be hosted by me. And in the middle, we've got a special presentation.
We've worked very hard for a special presentation titled Unlocking the Secrets to Financial Success. Now, after the business is done, we're going to have some fun with our VIP experience where we rented out the presidential suite in Uptown Charlotte. We're going to have a very own sommelier hosted by Jarvis Vineyards. And on top of that, we are going to go over to Fahrenheit's, a beautiful rooftop restaurant where we'll be able to get to know our subscribers even more. To register, simply go to vectorvest.com/roadshow. All right, here at Vectorvest, we always focus on the trends of the market. That's really what's going to tell us when it is a good time to be buying. Now, yesterday, we did get a green light in the price column of the color guard, right? Coming out of this transitional period in the market right now. Now, we do see an asterisk here. It shows us a little bit more upside momentum in that movement, right? Now, today, we do have a green light. We'll most likely get the asterisk as long as the green light holds. Now, the asterisk won't appear until after market close. It has to close with certain moving averages in its favor in order to get that market timing signal. Now, on top of that, we've got another big update when it comes to a market timing signal, being the DEW. Now, the DEW does follow the Vectorvest composite. Again, that's over 9,000 stocks we're tracking. It's the broad market, right? Those are the candlesticks you're seeing right above me. Now, the signal, if you look at these up and down arrows, it's done a really good job of keeping on the right side of the trade, especially the most recent sell-off, right? Now, the rules are a little bit different this time. You don't see it too often, but because price action pierced the lower envelope here, the Vectorvest composite does not need the DPO to go in positive territory in order to get an up signal. As long as the price action of Vectorvest composite is above the 30-day weighted moving average, which it clearly is today with a gap up we're seeing, and as long as it closes above that 30-day weighted moving average, we will have a DEW up signal. This will be the first up signal given since February when the tariff turmoil really started taking focus on the headlines. Now, that being said, if you want to be a little bit more conservative, hey, wait for the DPO to get back into positive territory. Otherwise, get the shopping list ready. I'm not going to say back up the truck because we all know that tariff news can change ever so quickly, but it's a good time to acknowledge some positivity in the market. And that leads me to the QQQ. Now, I track the NASDAQ 100 quite religiously, pretty much every day. But that being said, look at this. Since the tariff turmoil and since the Qs have been selling off, we all know about the downward trend there. Look, the first break in that downward trend line occurring today, price action above the 20-day EMA, with the Qs currently at 462. There are some levels of resistance in play in the near future, but the real level of resistance and to see some real confirmation to the upside is going to be around 493. So if you want to play the short term, see what price action does. But honestly, don't overthink it, because if you use the trend line here, you can see the price action giving us a nice base for this upward trend line here. You can see the trend line coming in play. So if price action breaks below that trend line, that is really going to give us a sense to get back on the defensive side of things. All right, so here's the list of stocks I've got for you. Now, what I did was, I'm in the stock viewer. So here we can see we've got 9,537 stocks in this list. That being said, logically, I think it's a, volatile market. I'm not completely convinced on this rally, but I do see the potential for some, definitely a short-term swing trade here. But if you're thinking longer term, safety needs to be a factor. Loading up on nothing but tech stocks, not a good play to do. It could work, but that's very, very risky. Probably a lot of volatility depending on what tech stocks you decide. Now, that being said, these stocks right here, we've got BYD. That is Tesla's rival, the Chinese automaker. We've got Axon, BSX, KC, COS, CTAS, Interactive Brokers, Stride, Progressive. I've done videos on insurance stocks before. They are hot. And then more importantly, with the sentiment in the market today, look, all in positive territory. A lot of these stocks are optionable, right? So you can do things like buy right, sell covered calls against them. And the stocks I have highlighted are the undervalued ones. These are the ones I would have a little bit more focus on in this market. But you can see, look at the RS, or relative safety ratings, all in favorable territory. These are the safest stocks in the Vectorvest 7 software. Even looking at RV, the other fundamental indicator here, only one stock has a rating below 1, which is going to be Costco, right? That's a defensive play. And RV relative value just looks at long-term price appreciation potential compared to an alternative investment in a AAA corporate bond, which is very important, right? And these picks, for the most part, other than Interactive Brokers, are all trending higher, right? You see RT relative timing. These picks are already working, right? So you're going with the grains of the market. You're not trying to catch falling knives with this list. You're not trying to, bottom fish risky tech stocks in an uncertain market. No, and more importantly, look at the buy recommendations. Look, one just flashed by as I was recording this. So you can see the majority of the list with buy ratings. Now, that all looks good, but I also want to make sure the forecasted data is phenomenal. And look at the growth rate here. Double digits across the board. This is the growth rate in earnings, right? So you can see exactly why I've got these 10 stocks here for you in today's presentation. Now, I hope this video really helps keep you on the right side of the market. You know me, I'm straight to the point, like to keep things simple. No reason to overcomplicate it at this time. Now, I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's presentation, enjoyed these picks, liked the analysis on the Qs and the updates with the Vectorvest market timing indicators, especially the DEW. Looks like we are going to get a DEW up signal with today's price action. Now, those that are new to the Vectorvest channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the content, share it amongst your social circles so they can also profit in today's market. Good night.